Hey everyone, it's Michelle.
And Sam.
And this is Spooky Shit. So this week we're going to be talking about missing people. I'm going to start out by talking about the disappearances of Terrence Williams and Felipe Santos.
And I'm going to talk about Trevor Dealey.
Okay.
Warning. This episode may contain graphic details. Listener discretion is advised.
So, new week, new name, Sam. How did we feel about Arlo last week? Is that still in the list?
It is still on the list.
Ooh.
I did like it.
Okay. I like that we're doing this like a tournament, basically, and we're just going to narrow it down, fight them against each other.
Definitely.
Andy's
right, Andy,
the only one.
Yeah, Andy got off the list.
That was an immediate no. I remember, yeah. I think even right after we recorded, I was like, so how are we feeling? And you're like, not great about it.
No.
Yeah. So, anything new been happening, Sam?
My trip is around the corner.
Oh my god.
I'm so excited.
It's in 2 days, right?
Yeah.
Bro. You're going to be so far away. You're going to be at Disney World.
I know.
Oh my god.
I'm so excited.
It's weird how excited I feel. I'm not even going, and I'm like, want to scream right now.
The anticipation.
It really is. What's your itinerary? Are you going Disney World first? Universal? What's happening?
So I think, let me see. She told us in the group chat because my Alaris's cousin, girlfriend, she did all the hard work. We just kind of like, yeah, I know, I feel bad, but she likes
was the
like
travel
planning.
agent.
She really was. She doesn't mind it though. Like when we paid for our like flight and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one that offered. She was like, I'll put everything on my credit card, as long as you guys like send me the money. And
I actually like doing that to get the most points.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have enough on my credit card, but but yeah. Let's see. We talked about it.
You're literally leaving in 2 days and you don't even know what your plan is.
Well, I know we're leaving Friday early in the morning. So like tomorrow, I go to work and then I'm gonna come home and like probably make my, how do you say it? Luggage? I was thinking of the word in Spanish. I was like, do my maleta.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that. So.
Yeah, no, my luggage. Well, just like pack everything because I was waiting for a few like shorts that I ordered on Amazon.
Oh, cool!
But everything's here, so I will probably just pack tomorrow because my haircut's not till 6.
I was gonna say, does Alaris still not know?
She actually did. She listened to our episode.
Wait, how did we not foresee this happening?
I don't know. I was actually, well, it's funny because we had talked about it. Because I didn't tell her that I was thinking about doing a buzz cut. I told her about the crew cut.
Yeah.
And then we were at work and she was like, you didn't tell me you wanted a buzz cut. And I was like, I listened to the episode. She said she was just giving me like a look and I was like,
at least now we know that she's a true listener. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't think like, oh, she'll just listen to this and know.
Well, it's because she only recently started listening,
Yeah, she wasn't listening for a while. I thought maybe she was like really far behind. She listened to this episode in 6 months.
Well, here's the thing. She technically, I don't think she's heard all of them. She said she started after Leah left.
Ooh.
I was like, damn.
Leah, if you're still listening, ouch. That's brutal. I was going to jokingly ask if she started once Leah left, but that's genuinely
I mean, good. she didn't do it on purpose. It just was like that, and then she.
That's just when it got better. Just kidding.
No, it didn't.
So we got worse. You think?
No.
Yeah, we're thriving right now. Let's be real.
Yeah, you're right. We've just been through a lot of changes.
We have. She didn't like it when our full name was so long. Spooky Shit and Tales from the Beyond. That was the longest name.
Well, that was her idea, wasn't it?
That was Leah's idea.
I was like, what do you mean she didn't like it?
Oh, no. I mean, Alaris didn't like it. That's why she didn't listen.
I was like, Leah's the one that you wanted.
She was like, Spooky Shit's too short. And we were like, oh, true. As soon as she leaves. All right, guys, we're Spooky Shit now.
No, I mean, it was really long, but I guess it was pretty unique.
It was very unique. I don't even know if it made the most sense, but it was fun to say.
Yeah.
Spooky shit is much faster though. I do
Yeah.
prefer it. Oh yeah, your
But
itinerary.
yeah,
We got sidetracked here.
we did. So, yeah, tomorrow after my haircut, I'll probably just do the last minute packing if I don't finish. And then Friday, we leave early in the morning. We have to be at the airport by like 6.
Oof.
Yeah, because I think our flight leaves like at 8:30, so we have to
Okay.
be down there by like 6.
Downtown.
Yeah, downtown San Diego. My mom's gonna take us.
Oh. She's not
Um,
going, huh?
it's
Just you
just
guys and
like,
Alaris's cousins?
yeah, it's literally just our cousins.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, we leave Friday morning. We're supposed to get over there sometime in the afternoon, and then we have Saturday and Sunday to do whatever. So we actually don't have anything like planned for sure. I'm guessing we're probably gonna sleep in on Saturday.
100%.
Maybe we were thinking of like hitting up a bar or something out in Orlando,
Oh. Oh
or
my
club
gosh.
maybe.
The club?
The club.
You know they don't give a shit about COVID over there. Everything's
Yeah.
open.
Well, yeah, and
Just no games.
cause her cousin just turned 21,
Oh, okay, that's perfect.
so yeah, like literally like early this month.
Oh my
So
gosh.
so we might do that. I don't know yet. It's not like for sure, but we've talked about it.
But you'll at least like wander around Orlando and check out what they have to offer.
Yeah, we'll probably do a little sightseeing or something.
Oh, cool.
And then, yeah, we have Saturday and Sunday to do whatever. And then on Monday, oh, I just had it up. I put it away.
You just didn't even memorize it either. You literally looked at it. You're like, oh, packing and then
Oh.
flying. 2 days and nothing.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay. So on Monday, we're going to Magic Kingdom.
That's part of Disneyland? Or is that like Six Flags?
No, that's
I don't know what Magic Kingdom is.
it's Disney.
Oh,
Disney World.
okay. Okay, I was
It's
thinking
because they have like 4 parks.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No,
Oh my god.
that's why it's like twice the size of Disneyland.
Thanks for the invite, Sam. No, just kidding. Robert wouldn't want to go to Florida. He's scared of it. I am too.
But yeah, we're going to Magic Kingdom first, and then that's like guessing like
Animals. It's I don't
animals,
know.
like Lion King.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And then Tuesday we're going to Universal Studios, and we paid for the park hopper because I guess you kind of need to,
What?
or you don't need to, but I guess one park is like just a small section of like Harry Potter stuff, and then you can
Oh.
actually take like a train. Or I
Oh
don't
my
think
god, I
it's
heard
an
about
actual
that.
train. Yeah, but
It's supposed to
to
be like
the
Hogwarts
actual.
Express, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm devastated right now.
So yeah, so Tuesday is Universal Studios, and then Wednesday we're going to Disneywood. Disneywood.
I was like, they have woods there too?
No, Disneyland Hollywood.
What?
So like they'll have like what's it called?
Haunted Mansion?
Probably, but no.
I'm
What's
trying
the
to
other one?
relate.
The Tower of Terror.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
They still have it? They didn't change it to the Galaxy?
I don't think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Oh,
it's still Tower of Terror.
that's so interesting.
And then Thursday is Animal Kingdom,
Oh, okay.
and then Friday is Epcot.
I am very envious right now. I expect to see a million pictures on your Instagram and Snapchat.
Bet.
Oh, I'm fucking excited. Robert's gonna get annoyed with me because I'm gonna be like, and now look at this. Oh, look at this one. Oh my gosh. Okay, what are you most excited for? The hats?
Yeah, just
Seeing new hats.
honestly, yeah, like seeing what like kind of different merch and stuff they have out there. Like if it is different,
Yeah.
or I am excited for a lot of like the food.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
over there, they have like I think I don't remember where it was from, but I remember I
Mhm.
saw that they had like Nutella beignets, and I fucking love Nutella and beignets.
That sounds so good.
So I'm like, fuck, like, I don't know. I'm
There's-
just excited. I'm more excited for the food, I think.
Yes, they have vegan beignets there. I would also be excited.
Oh,
I don't know why they don't bring that shit over here. I haven't had a beignet in so long.
Beignets are fucking fire.
They're so good. I miss them so much.
I mean, I really don't know much, like, what rides are there that are not
You just
over
want to be
here.
like surprised too.
Yeah,
You don't want to look too into it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
It should be fun though. I know they do have.
So.
They do have like a bigger Little Mermaid like area.
They do. That's so cute.
And I love her, so I'm literally wearing a Little
you're
Mermaid
literally
shirt.
wearing it.
But yeah.
Do you have anything that's been going on that I guess isn't in your future? I keep asking about future plans and not what's really going on.
No, I mean the stuff going on is like stuff that I'm preparing for the future.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Respect.
Nothing too crazy.
Okay.
What about you?
Well, not much. I hate that I can continue this, but I kind of love it. I got another Animal Crossing villager picture. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to brag. So that was the highlight of my life. I have like 5 now.
Sheesh.
Then it was so cool. Last night, whenever we were streaming, somebody gifted like 90 subscriptions to our Twitch stream. So still internally screaming about that. It's really exciting. And
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. And we only get half of the money. Twitch keeps the other half, but I'm like, it's better than 0.
It is.
And then yeah, we're going to get new emotes for our Twitch because we just unlocked another emote slot. Robert thought that we could unlock like a bunch of emotes if we got a certain amount of subscribers. So he literally also gifted 5 subscribers. So part of the money that we got, we immediately just like gave away. So we could actually only get 1. But we emailed somebody. We're going to get another little capybara going because we have a little capybara trend to match my tattoo. Love it. But other than that, like, just been working on this and just been working on Boon Babe. And I started watching Sex Education because the new season's out and I really like that show.
I remember I started watching season 1, but I didn't keep up with it. But from what I remember, it was a good show. I just kind of forgot about it because other shows.
There's a million shows.
Yeah, there's like so many other shows.
Yeah, I've been watching that. I'm only like 4 episodes in and I want to watch it so bad at all times, but I've been doing a lot the past few days. And it only came out a few days ago, so I'll have to wait till like this weekend and then binge it.
Damn.
Oh, and it was Robert's birthday last week. He turned the big 27, old man Rober. So for his birthday this Friday, we're going to go to the zoo and they have like, I think it's called Animals in Action. It's like this thing where they kind of take you like a behind the scenes thing and they like introduce you to their little animal ambassadors and tell you like animal fun facts. And I think you get to pet a couple or like feed a flamingo or possibly a rhino and stuff. So I'm really excited about that. Wow. I really like animals, so I'm fucking hyped.
That sounds fun.
I know. So you'll be at like Disneyland and I'll be potentially feeding a flamingo. I bet you could do that in Florida for like $1.
I'll feed an alligator.
Oh god, that's so scary. I fucking hate alligators. You know how I feel about this, Sam. I almost said the B word. I'm gonna catch myself. Saying Sam that makes me want to say Grandpa Sam because I have a Grandpa Sam. It's gonna take me a second to adjust.
Do not call me Grandpa.
But you've always been like a grandpa figure to me. A younger than me grandpa figure. What?
I was gonna say, you're so sweet.
Oh, I was like, am I about to be bullied right now? I'm so what? I guess I was the bully there. I got a little aggressive.
So defensive.
Yeah. So, other than that, shit. Do I have anything else going on in my life? No, I don't think so. Well, fuck. All right, well, I guess that's it. We could get into our stories. So this week, I'm going to be talking about the disappearances of Terrence Williams and Felipe Santos. Terrence Williams was born on January 17th, 1976 in Chattanooga, Tennessee. By 2004, 27-year-old Terrence, now a father of 4, had moved to Naples, Florida, where he lived with a roommate, Jason Gonzalez, to be closer to his mother. Terrence does have a prison record, but for crimes I wasn't able to find. But his mom does say that the time he went missing, he had a job and he'd been trying to turn his life around. During an arrest incident previously, he had given a false date of birth of April 1st, 1975. I have no idea why he gave a false date of birth 8 months before he was born, but this will come up later. So Terrence is described as a black man, about 5'8" to 6 feet tall, weighing around 106 to 175 pounds. He has brown eyes and brown hair, which at the time of his disappearance, he had in shoulder-length dreadlocks. Terrence has 3 tattoos, a T in italic above the left side of his chest, the initials ET in square block lettering on his outer right shoulder, and his name Terrence in red ink with blue highlights on his left forearm. Some other distinguishing characteristics include pierced ears, a vertical surgical scar on his right shoulder, a dark birthmark on the side of his stomach, and a couple teeth with gold crowns on them, including his right upper front tooth, which had the letter T on it, and the tooth to the right of that one, which also had the letter T. The last thing Terrence was seen wearing was a short sleeve button-down shirt, blue jeans, brown Timberland boots, diamond earrings, and a watch with a silver metal band and white stones surrounding the face of it. On January 11th, 2004, Terrence was headed to a party at his coworker's house. So he actually didn't have a valid license at the time, as he'd recently been cited for driving under the influence, and his car's registration was also expired. So he was trying to find a ride to the party, but he wasn't able to, so he decided all right, I'm just gonna go and take myself. And he drove his Cadillac on over. His roommate Jason said he last spoke to Terrence the night of the party before going to bed. When he didn't arrive home the next day, or the day after that, Jason became concerned and emailed Terrence's mom, Marcia. The Williams family officially reported Terrence as missing and began to look for him. Not long after filing the missing persons report, Terrence's aunt was able to find his Cadillac he had been driving that night. It had been towed from Naples Memorial Cemetery for obstructing traffic. The tow report had been signed by Deputy Steve Calkins of the Collier County Sheriff's Department, so the family reached out to the department and were told the officer had neither filed an incident report or arrested Terrence. Marcia Williams reached out to employees at the cemetery and through them found out that the day he'd gone missing, Terrence had been pulled over by Officer Calkins, but he was unable to provide him with proper identification when asked. These witnesses then said that Calkins proceeded to pat down Terrence and put him unhandcuffed into the back of his patrol car. He asked the employees if he could leave the Cadillac in the parking lot before driving off with Terrence. So the timeline here isn't 100% clear, but between 15 minutes and an hour later, the same witnesses saw Calkins return to the parking lot of the cemetery and move the Cadillac from the parking lot to the side of the road. And he also presumably left the car keys on the ground next to the car, as that is where they were later found. After hearing these witness statements, the Williams family began to repeatedly reach out to the Collier Sheriff's Department and insist to talk to Calkins. I'm not sure if they were able to speak directly to him, but Calkins was eventually reached by dispatch, and he claimed to not remember making any arrests or having any cars towed on the day that Terrence went missing. Despite him literally signing the tow report that they found. Later on, after being contacted again, he said that now he had a somewhat better recollection of his interaction with Terrence. A few days after he admitted to his maybe remembering this missing man, Calkins was told by his supervisors to submit an incident report related to the interaction. According to this report, he came into contact with Terrence around 12:15 p.m. on January 12th when he noticed that his car was driving in distress, like it was having engine problems. He followed Terrence to the cemetery, where the Cadillac was later found, and claimed that he spoke to Terrence, who asked if he could get a ride to a nearby Circle K because he was late for work. But he didn't even work at Circle K. Calkins claims that he agreed and dropped off Terrence at the convenience store, where he told him that the car's registration could be found in the glove box. Calkins then returned to the cemetery to look for the paperwork, but was unable to find it. Feeling deceived, he called the Circle K he just dropped Terrence off at and asked to speak to him, but was informed that Terrence didn't actually work there. Calkins then called in the license plate number of the Cadillac and found out that the plates were expired. So the only thing is, there's not really any evidence at all to back up Calkins' story of what happened that day. According to sources I read, there was no surveillance from that Circle K showing any sign of Terrence or Calkins. Phone records show that Calkins never called the store, and employees interviewed all stated that they had not seen either of the men there that day. Following all this news, Marsha Williams filed an official complaint against Officer Calkins. Not long after filing this complaint, Marsha Williams was reached out to by the Mexican consulate in Miami, Florida, and they had something shocking to tell her. 3 months prior to Terrence disappearing, a man named Felipe Santos had gone missing following an interaction with Officer Calkins, who claimed that he dropped off Felipe at a Circle K about 4 miles from where he later claimed to drop off Terrence.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? I read about this months ago and I've been waiting to do another missing persons because this is fucking insane. Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit about Felipe now. Felipe Santos was born on January 1st, 1979 in Oaxaca, Mexico. In around 2000, 21-year-old Felipe moved from Mexico to Immokalee, Florida. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that place correctly. Since moving to the U.S., Felipe, who was undocumented, had been working as like a concrete masonry worker for 3 years to send money back home to his family in Mexico, including his wife, Apollonia Cruz Cortez, his young daughter, and his dad. So Felipe is described as a Mexican man, standing at 5'7" and weighing 150 pounds. He has brown eyes and black hair, which he wore in like a ponytail at the time he went missing. He was last seen wearing a t-shirt, blue jeans, and boots. Felipe speaks Spanish, but he does also know a limited amount of English. Around 6:30 a.m. on October 1st, 2003, 24-year-old Felipe was driving to work with his 2 brothers when he was involved in a minor car accident in Naples, Florida. They nor the other driver was injured at all, and the car damage was like really minor, but Officer Calkins did respond to the scene, and he cited Felipe for reckless driving and driving without a license or insurance before placing him into his patrol car and driving off. This is the last time Felipe was ever seen. Later that day, Felipe's boss called the county jail to bail out his employee, but was told that Felipe had never actually been booked. When asked about it, Calkins stated that after placing Felipe in his car, he changed his mind and decided to let him go because Felipe was polite and cooperative. So he dropped him off at a Circle K before driving off. A witness, the other driver that was in the minor accident that initiated Calkins' involvement, contradicted this report and said that, in fact, Calkins had seemed annoyed that Felipe didn't have the proper identification, even stating that he was tired of pulling over people who didn't have licenses. So kind of weird that he'd suddenly just decide, oh, you know, you're actually a cool guy, it's fine. 2 weeks after Calkins filed his incident report, the Santos family officially reported Felipe as missing and filed a complaint against Calkins. But the following investigation found him cleared of any wrongdoing. Felipe's wife expressed concern about the missing persons investigation and the amount of effort put into it, as she said that she was never even interviewed by investigators about her husband's disappearance. They never spoke to her, like, asked, like, oh, have you seen him? Has he called you? Nothing. Now that not 1, but 2 missing persons were connected to Officer Calkins, suspicions began to rise. The recording of the call between Calkins and the towing company showed even more contradictions in his statement. So, like, remember how I said he'd moved Terrence's car from the parking lot onto the street? Sam nodded.
Did you? Yes.
Yes. According to Calkins himself during this call, he claimed to have found the Cadillac abandoned and blocking the road. Like, I'm pretty sure this is a fucking recording where he's saying, oh my god, it's abandoned. Where you left it, you mean? He also joked with the operator saying, maybe he's out in the cemetery, he'll come back and his car will be gone. Which, what? This makes no sense if he's saying that he also dropped this dude off at Circle K. And then Calkins, who is white, was also heard saying like some inappropriate and kind of racially insensitive language. Like, he referred to the car as a homie Cadillac, which he defended as him just joking around at the operator because they were friends. Super weird. Super just makes me feel gross.
What the fuck?
Just super what the fuck, really. It was further found that about 20 minutes after calling the tow truck, Calkins called in to request a background check on a Terrence Williams and gave the birth date of the incorrect birthday that I said before, like way back at the beginning of the story, that Terrence was known to use. So this call too contradicted what he was saying, that he didn't know Terrence's name or any of his personal details. Like, he got his name. He even was told like this fake birthday and stuff. Like, you're a fucking liar, dude. As the main person of interest in these two disappearances was a police officer, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, FBI, were called in to work on the case, which honestly I was actually kind of surprised by, because I was kind of expecting them to be like, oh, it's fine, that's our boy or something. Maybe he wasn't very likable, so they didn't want to protect him. To help with their investigation, the FBI and the Florida police used several techniques, including putting a hidden GPS device on Calkin's personal and police car to track possible suspicious locations. Cadaver dogs were then taken to the areas located via the GPS, but no remains were found. Calkins himself was actually fired for providing conflicting information about both missing person cases and for not cooperating with the following investigation. And by then, he had been a police officer for nearly 17 years, which makes me very afraid that this had happened before.
Mm-hmm.
How many other people did he drop off at Circle K's, you know? Despite, in what my mind seems like a lot of good circumstantial evidence, Calkins was never arrested or charged in relation to the disappearances of Terrence Williams and Felipe Santos. And when talking about it, said, coincidence extreme, and that's all it is. It was just bad luck. It was bad luck. I didn't think anything of it. Which bugs me more that way than one, too, that he's referring to these people who have been missing for like 17 years and being like, oh, that was really bad luck for me to be around them. And I'm like, I think it's worse luck for the people who are never going to see their families again, but okay, motherfucker.
Damn.
The most commonly accepted theory as to what happened to these two men is that they were taken on a starlight tour. Let me tell you all about starlight tours. So this term actually originates from the city of Saskatoon in Canada and dates back to 1976. This practice was used by police officers who would arrest local Indigenous people, usually men, for drunkenness, disorderly behavior, or sometimes for no reason at all. After arresting them, they would then drive them to the outskirts of the city during the night in the middle of winter, take their clothing, and leave them there in the freezing temperatures where they would eventually succumb to the elements and die. This is like a confirmed thing that happened. Yeah, it sounds like a conspiracy theory, but I'm going to give a quick summary of the Saskatoon freezing deaths because I do want to like tell this full story eventually. So in 1990, Indigenous teenager Neil Stonechild was found dead in an abandoned field outside of Saskatoon. In 2000, two Indigenous Canadian men died from hypothermia on the outskirts of Saskatoon, Rodney Nastis and Lawrence Wegner. Earlier that same year, a man named Darrell Knight had been picked up by two police officers who proceeded to drive him to the outskirts of town and abandon him in the cold. But Darrell was lucky enough and was actually able to find help to get him back to the city. The two constables who had left him claimed that they dropped him off at his home per his request, but were thankfully convicted on unlawful confinement charges and sentenced to 8 months in prison. I use the word thankfully very loosely because they got off with nothing. I feel like that was literally attempted murder. Following this seemingly confirmation of these starlight tours, police tried to cover their own asses by saying that these were just isolated incidents. They didn't actually all do that. But in 2003, the Saskatoon police chief, Russell Sabo, actually admitted that it was possible that the police had been leaving Indigenous people outside the city for years, even revealing that there was a known officer disciplined for doing such a thing to an Indigenous woman way back in 1976.
What the fuck?
Yeah, nearly 30 years of it, potentially more. These starlight tours in Saskatoon have been reported as recently as April of 2018, when a man said he was picked up by two officers who left him in the middle of nowhere, though police deny this incident and said that their body cameras don't match it or whatever the fuck they're trying to say. Even now, despite there being convictions related to these incidents, no Saskatoon officer has been convicted specifically for causing freezing deaths. It was just the unlawful confinement. And like I said, I do really, really want to tell this full story. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an understanding because it does relate. So, yeah, knowing that these starlight tours are a real practice used, many people are of the belief that at the time of their disappearances, Officer Calkin drove Terrence and Felipe out to the nearby Everglades and abandoned them there. They would have then likely died due to exposure or other wildlife dangers. And as we talk about all the time, why I'm afraid to go to Florida, the fucking wildlife there's insane. It's
true.
It's scary. I feel like you could go missing and never be found.
Don't say that.
Okay, Sam, don't fucking go missing. Stay with people.
I'll try not to.
Yeah, I say it like it's a choice. Just stay with the group at all times. So 5 years after going missing, both Terrence and Felipe were legally declared dead. The case seemingly stalled for a while until 2012 when it began to attract national attention thanks to multiple shows covering it, including Disappeared, Anderson Cooper 360, and Dateline NBC. Perhaps due to one of these shows, it actually reached the attention of Tyler Perry, like the Tyler Perry actor, director, very well-known person, and he went on TV himself to talk about the case, and he offered a $200,000 reward for any information in connection with the cases. According to Tyler Perry, while trying to bring attention to the cases, he was told by some media outlets that Terrence Williams was not sympathetic enough a figure to receive coverage, as he had a prison record and had 4 children with 4 different women, which is just fucking unbelievably awful to think about. Like, people don't think this missing person deserves to be talked about because of that. It's fucking stupid. Marsha Williams, who has been basically running her own investigation since her son went missing, spoke out as well about how she would never give up hope in finding Terrence. She was quoted as saying, "I never give up on the power of God and what he can do. One day, when everything is put in place in its time, we will get answers." While speaking to CNN in 2012, the former sheriff of Collier County Sheriff Office, Don Hunter, spoke about the cases and regarded them as some of the ones that haunted him the most in his 20 years of working in law enforcement. He even spoke about Calhoun's report, saying, "We all believe, as you do, that there are too many inconsistencies and too many coincidences." But he continued that the difficulty was in proving it. On August 30th, 2018, a wrongful death lawsuit was filed against Calkins for the deaths of Terrence Williams and Felipe Santos. There weren't too many articles about this, but from what I could find, based on one from earlier this year, actually, Calkins was found by an arbitration decision to be cleared of any wrongdoing, as all of the evidence was circumstantial. On top of this, the lawsuit was unable to move forward to a jury because the attorney in charge of the case, I guess, didn't request a new trial by the deadline date, so the arbitration finding still stands. I literally was only able to find a single article about this shit, so I'm sorry that I can't get that into detail. The only other one I found, there was a paywall, so I couldn't use it. You have to subscribe.
I hate that shit.
It's so annoying, yeah. So anyway, the family's attorney attempted to get the judge to reconsider the decision, as the late filing was just a mistake. It wasn't on purpose. They didn't want to not file. It was just an oversight. But they were denied and the decision was upheld. As of today, Terrence would be 45 and Felipe 42. Their cases still remain open. No remains have been found, no arrests made, but I'm sure their loved ones are still seeking answers. On the off chance that anyone listening does have any information related to the cases, you can reach out to Southwest Florida Crime Stoppers at 1-800-780-TIPS. You're going to be in Florida? If I don't know why you would hear something, but if you do, hit up Crime Stoppers.
Damn.
I did notice a lot whenever I was taking my notes that a lot of the quotes were more about Terrence rather than Felipe, and I think that is just because his family lives in Mexico, so it was probably harder, especially 17 years ago, trying to talk to US media. I imagine that was hard. Yeah, because a lot of it was just more Marsha Williams doing stuff, but I'm sure his family was also looking for him.
No doubt.
Definitely. Yeah, I know. I'm 100% they were. I can't even imagine how hard it would be to be in another country and someone goes missing. You can't even do anything.
That's so rough.
That's so scary.
And it's not like they can come look for themselves.
Exactly. It's terrifying. And I can't believe that this person never even got fucking charged with anything. He's also living in Iowa now, and he's in his 60s, and he's just fucking shitty person. Allegedly. Don't sue me. But you suck. Yeah, I really, really wanted to share that as soon as I read it a while ago, because I thought it was terrifying, the idea that he just went and dropped them off. I mean, there's also a chance that they were straight up murdered, but everyone's more fond of the drop them off idea, especially if he did arrive back so soon after dropping off Terrence, no more than an hour after leaving him at Circle K. But it's
yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I think about it all the time ever since I first read it. It's so weird. Yeah, that was the story of Terrence Williams and Felipe Santos.
Damn.
I'll be posting pictures of them on the off chance they did get dropped off at Circle K and were like, hey, I'm gonna start a new life. Which I highly doubt.
Yeah, me too.
But they both had like kids
Sus.
and stuff and like close relationships, but okay.
All right. On December 8th, 2000, Trevor Dealey disappeared in Dublin shortly after leaving his work's Christmas party. So, Trevor Dealey, I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
It sounds
It's an
like a real
Irish name.
Yeah.
Trevor Dealey was born on August 15th, 1978, to Michael and Anne Dealey. He is the youngest of 4 kids. He grew up in Naas, County Kildare in Ireland. After finishing school, Trevor studied business at the Waterford Institute of Technology, but he actually dropped out in his second year.
Okay.
I guess he just wasn't really into it.
I was like you, like Robert.
Yeah,
Everyone.
true.
Nah.
And still stuck in debt.
Yeah. Brutal.
Bullshit. Anyways, he subsequently completed a computer course in Dublin.
Oh, rather than the college.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
In May 1999, he began working in the IT department of the Bank of Ireland Asset Management on Leeson Street. If any of you are familiar with the area,
Yes.
Leeson Street.
Also, potentially pronouncing incorrectly. So sorry, any Irish listeners.
You're right.
You're used to it. Anytime our stories take place in Ireland, we just guess.
Anywhere, even in fucking America,
They
bro.
take place in San Diego and we mess it up.
We're like,
El Cajun? No, El Cajon.
Aha. El Cajon. Do you know what that means in Spanish?
I do not. What does it mean?
It means like the drawer.
The drawer? That's boring.
Yeah.
Sounds better when you just say El Cajon and don't know
Or
what it means.
Chula Vista. It's a pretty sight.
Oh, that's actually a nice one. That's a nice name.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of another one.
I know. I'm like, do you know what Escondido means? Does Escondido even mean anything?
Yeah, it does. It means hidden.
Oh. Oh, it
That's
is
why
kinda
that's
hidden.
why it's also called the hidden city.
I thought just because it was not somewhere that a lot of people go.
No. No. It's now you know.
Now I know. I'm learning more Spanish.
All right. Anyways. But yeah, he was 21 when he started working at the bank.
Okay.
Pretty young fellow.
I would agree.
In late November of 2000, just weeks before his disappearance, Trevor had actually flown to Alaska to meet with the girl that he was talking to.
Online? Like, had they met in person?
Well, no, they met in person. So
Okay.
he was actually able to fly because he had a friend who was a pilot.
Well, that's convenient.
Yeah, so he basically like got a whole trip for free.
That's amazing.
But I guess he had met her in Dublin during the summer when she was like on vacation.
Oh, okay.
And so he went out to see her.
That's kind of cute.
Yeah.
That's far. Wow.
Yeah, Ireland and all the way to Alaska.
Oof.
That's a long flight.
Yeah, and that's a long, long distance couple if that worked out.
Yeah. It didn't sound like they were a couple, but it is like interesting.
They were maybe getting to know each other, like or
Yeah.
friends? Okay.
Maybe, yeah.
I thought it was like he got catfished or something
Oh,
situation.
No. They had met
Okay.
prior. But yeah. The company Christmas party was scheduled for Thursday, December 7th. After drinks in Copper Face Jack's, it was a club.
Okay.
So they basically kind of went like bar hopping. So they
Mhm.
started the night at Copper Face Jack's, and then they went to the Hilton Hotel, and then they eventually went to Buck Whaley's, another nightclub.
Okay.
I also, let me not forget that he didn't drink. He wasn't.
Oh, he was just hanging out.
Yeah, he was just hanging out.
Okay, cool.
But he ended up leaving Buck Whaley's at about 3:25 a.m. He had to walk home because I guess the taxi drivers were like going on strike.
Oh.
So, which kind of sucked though, because there was actually a really bad storm with high winds of like 60 or 70 miles per hour.
Okay, this sounds like a lot of bad shit happening the night that this person goes missing.
Yeah, right. It's definitely like damn. But yeah, about 10 minutes after leaving the nightclub, Trevor arrived at his office and was let in after calling security. So he actually like went back to the building where he worked.
Are you gonna get into why?
Yeah, sort of.
Okay.
But yeah, while he was in the office, Trevor made a cup of coffee and spoke to a colleague, Carl Pender. I guess Carl worked the night shift, and so he was there working, and Trevor just kind of like went back. He made himself a cup of tea, probably trying to warm up.
Yeah.
He also, I guess, checked his emails and like kind of made a note of things he needed to do like the next morning, or I guess in a few hours.
Yeah, literally at that point it's 3 a.m.
But yeah, I guess he mainly went in there to get his umbrella.
Oh, okay.
For his walk home. He didn't live very far.
Mm-hmm.
He left the office at about 4:03 in the morning and continued into the direction of the Ballsbridge Road.
It's like where he lived, or
Yeah,
okay.
towards where he lived.
Okay.
Around this time, he rang one of his best friends. I think his name was Glenn. And he left the voicemail because he didn't pick up because it was 4 in the morning.
Of course.
But I guess this is the last like contact that anybody ever had with him, or the known contact. But basically in the voicemail he said something along the lines of like, "Hi, I've missed you. Just on my way home. All good. I'll talk to you tomorrow." So something like along those lines.
Nothing suspicious at all.
No, I guess not. But his friend actually deleted the message, not regarding it as significant. And police or investigators never like sought to retrieve it.
They should have sought to retrieve it.
Right?
Listen for shit in the background. Listen for fucking anything.
That's true. I was like, what if he was like trying to like warn him or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
But Trevor's absence from work the following morning was not seen as a cause for concern, as it had been a late night.
Oh my god, that stresses me out, thinking that no one even notices.
Yeah. Not to mention that his flatmates were actually away for the weekend, so they did not know he was missing either.
Are you kidding me right now, Sam?
Nope. I'm not kidding you. It wasn't until Monday that alarm bells were raised.
That is so many days that anything could have happened.
Yep. That's a long time. But basically, his work informed his family like that he didn't go to work, and that's obviously very odd because he was known for like always being there. Like he was a good worker.
Yeah.
So yeah, over the following days, as soon as the family heard, they all gathered and put up hundreds of posters, handed out thousands of leaflets, and went from like literally house to house and business to business, just like asking like, have you seen them and stuff like that.
Were police like not doing any of this? The family just had to take
No,
charge?
they were, but like the family was like being like, what's the word, like super
better than the police?
Yeah, basically. I mean, one police officer even like commented. Let's see, where is it? Oh yeah, Detective Sergeant Michael Fitzgerald, who worked on the case from the beginning, said, "I've never worked on a case where the family was so proactive."
Yeah, definitely.
Like they were literally like super involved.
That's good. They shouldn't have to been though. The police should have been fucking door to door.
True, and I mean they probably were, but like the family was like,
you'd want to see it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because of they did that, they were able to obtain CCTV footage that was ultimately used in the investigation.
Wait, the family was?
Yeah.
Fucking ballers over here. Holy shit.
And I feel like it kind of is nice that the family did all that because it makes it easier for the cops because they don't have to like kind of argue with people or be like get. Well, I don't know how it works in Ireland, but you know how
Yeah.
like usually you have to get like a search warrant because some businesses are like, nah.
Yeah, of course.
So
And
I
if it's
mean,
somebody's like grieving parent, you're not
yeah,
gonna be like, no.
yeah, exactly. So I'm like, it's kind of like
That
really
makes
proactive
sense.
that they did that.
Good for them.
But yeah, unfortunately, the delay between Trevor being last seen and reported as missing meant that vital time was lost.
Yep.
Literally, it's like almost 4 days. Or wait, three
Fuck.
days? No, wait.
He went missing Thursday night
Yeah, Thursday
and then
night,
Monday.
Friday,
So all of
Saturday.
Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
3 full days, like 3.5.
yeah. Oh, basically 4 days.
Shit.
But yeah, through the footage of the CCTV, they discovered that a man dressed in black was waiting outside the gates of the bank for apparently half an hour before Trevor had arrived.
What?
Sketch.
What the fuck?
So he was literally like there for like half an hour just chilling by the gates or the entrance
Before he showed up. Before
before
Trevor
Trevor
showed up.
got there, yeah.
Whoa.
And when Trevor did arrive, they had a brief conversation, it looked like, until Trevor finally went inside the building.
I was gonna ask like how early this was. So this person was staying out there for like 30 minutes at 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
Did you say there was a storm too?
yeah. It was like raining, I believe.
Yo, what the fuck?
It's
If this
sketch.
is not related, that is weird. Just a weird person.
It's super sketch. And then about maybe 2 minutes after Trevor went in, two more men arrived at the gate. But they have since been cleared as like some of his coworkers.
Okay.
But the man in black remains a person of interest.
So it wasn't even a coworker, or at least not confirmed.
No.
That's scary.
So yeah, by the time Trevor left the bank, this mystery man was no longer waiting outside, or at least they couldn't see.
Mm-hmm.
At 4:14, a CCTV footage shows Trevor walking past what was then the IEB bank corner. It was basically like another bank, but it was just
Yeah.
like the ATM footage. Like
Okay.
it shows him walking by, and short, like almost right behind him is a man dressed in black.
No. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
That's so creepy.
He sure is. That was in my next sentence. It was about 30 seconds, like behind him, that he passed by to.
Fuck. So close enough to be creepy, but far enough away to where you wouldn't notice someone here like walking. Especially it's probably loud. It's like windy and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
The Guardia or Daya, Gardaya, I don't know how you pronounce it, but that's what they call the police.
Okay.
They said that they believe this is the same man who spoke to Trevor outside of his office.
What the fuck?
The man has never come forward despite numerous appeals over many years since the disappearance.
That is so suspicious.
Very. This footage represents the last known sighting of Trevor, and like the voicemail was the last like communication.
How sad is it that you could be walking by an ATM and that's the last time you'll ever be seen on camera again and you just don't even know?
Big true.
Sorry to bum you all out, but that's what I was thinking. It made me sad.
That is sad.
What time do you did you say the exact time he called his friend again?
I don't know the exact time, but it was around 4 in the morning.
Okay. So we don't know if it was before or after the ATM.
It might have been a little before because when the like that footage was seen of him, it was 4:14, and he had left the office at 4:03, 4ish.
Oh yeah, and he didn't live far away, you said.
No,
Okay.
or not like terribly far.
Because I was thinking, like, what if he tried to call his friend because he, like, noticed some creepy guy in the road? And, you know, like, I've done that before. I get creeped out. I'll, like, call Robert and be like, oh, talk to me because I don't know what to do right now.
Yeah, and I mean, Trevor was young. He was 22 years old.
No, that's really young.
Like,
I'd be
that's
freaked out.
younger than me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess they ended up searching the daughter and Grand Canal. It was like this body of water there because they had some theories that maybe he was like drunk and just kind of stumbled in, or
But he doesn't drink.
yeah, that's why they cleared it. They ended up clearing that theory, but they still looked because they were like, maybe he committed suicide or stuff like that.
I was thinking like got hit by a car and someone hit the body or some shit.
Maybe, but they ended up not finding anything there. But yeah, I guess there was a canal there too. And I guess they were just saying how they couldn't drain it for the integrity of the neighboring businesses, whatever that means.
I'm sorry. Potentially finding somebody's remains seems more important than the integrity of businesses.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
But
weird.
I guess that theory was debunked too because Trevor's sister Michelle said that she called Michelle, sorry.
I know. I noticed as well.
But she said that she called his phone a few times over the weekend and she believes that it like rang, like it was like ringing.
Oh, it didn't go straight to voicemail or anything.
Yeah, no. And according to Dr. Philip Perry, he's a senior research fellow in the radio and optical communications laboratory at Dublin University. He says that a phone in 2000 would have gone dead within seconds of falling into the water.
Oh, yeah.
So that's another reason they were kind of like debunked that theory of
Yeah.
that he fell in the water.
Yeah, unless someone like took his phone, mugged him, and then pushed him into the canal.
Yeah, there's a few theories
Yeah.
I'll talk about. But yeah, this girl that he had gone to see in Alaska, 2 officers actually like traveled to Alaska to like talk to her.
Whoa.
And then a short time later, Trevor's like family, some of his family members also traveled out to see her, but nothing came from it.
I wonder what they were expecting to find.
I don't know, maybe
or if they had any expectations.
Yeah, she knew something maybe.
Well, like he could have called her and been like, "Oh, I'm leaving" or something, or if he'd been feeling suicidal when he was visiting.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Trevor Dealey's whereabouts remain unknown and continues to spark interest. In December 2016, a new investigation was opened. In April of 2017, the enhanced CCTV footage was released, and they basically confirmed that the man in black, it was the same man in both videos.
Holy shit, I need to see this footage.
Yeah, they look it up. I was going to tell you.
I'm looking it up right now. I was typing it quietly, and then you made me want to see it immediately.
Yeah, I was going to tell you at the end.
Oh, no, that's creepy.
It is creepy.
Because it's so dark, obviously, and they're wearing all black. It literally just looks like the silhouette of a person. And they don't have an umbrella or anything.
But it's just super sketch, and they confirmed it's the same guy.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
But yeah, that same month, in April 2017, they released a reward of 100,000 euros for information.
Wow.
And in August of 2017, they began to search a 3-acre secluded area in the Dublin suburb of Chapelizod.
Whoa,
I don't know where that is.
No, I wonder why they decided to go there too. Like if a tip came in.
A tip did come in, but that was about 8 miles, or not 8 miles, 8 kilometers, which is almost like 5 miles from where he disappeared.
Oh my gosh.
But basically, this informant came forward and alleged that Trevor had been murdered by this Crumlin, I think that's how you pronounce it, Crumlin-based criminal, and was buried in that area.
Why would this random criminal want to kill like a 22-year-old banker?
Well, I guess he was like in a gang and was involved with the drugs and prostitution trade.
Mm-hmm.
And it was known, like, drugs and prostitution was known in that area. And they were saying that this criminal the informant basically said that they didn't know each other, Trevor and the criminal, and that it was just more like a chance encounter.
Oh my gosh.
So like
That's
he
so
was at the
scary.
wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah. Based on the fact that he was hanging outside of that like bank thing too, I wonder if he was like waiting for someone to show up that he could like potentially rob before he murdered.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
But yeah, in that 3-acre area, they did find a gun and drugs, but
Whoa.
it was found like not to be related.
Okay.
They just like called it the stash area for like criminals.
Jesus.
But yeah, the search was eventually called off after I think 2 months after they didn't find anything.
Oh man.
I guess we could talk about the theories.
Yes.
One of the first theory was that he either like committed suicide by jumping, or like he just stumbled. A second theory is that it was like a robbery gone bad,
Yeah.
and they just like hid the body really well, or they
So
think
well though, because it's been a
maybe
really long time.
maybe or some people don't think that they like hid it that well. It's just in an area that they haven't looked yet.
That's true as well. I still can't help but wonder what if it was somehow in that area that they didn't want to drain for the integrity.
Maybe. But they also, the third theory that I like read about was that this man in black was basically waiting for like an opportunity to basically overtake an employee to like get in.
Oh.
Um
Shit.
and then I don't know what he thought.
Like he fought or something and it
Yeah,
went sideways.
yeah.
That's so scary. So we like, it's not confirmed, but nearly fucking confirmed that this person wearing all black had something to do with it.
Yeah,
And just no one knows who it is.
exactly.
That's really scary.
Very. Just last year was the 20th anniversary of his disappearance,
Oh my gosh.
which is like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But Trevor's family and friends gathered at the last spot where he was, like his last sighting.
Mm-hmm.
They were carrying posters basically appealing for information on his disappearance.
Oh.
Or just like any information like on the man in black.
Yeah.
Come forward, bitch. But yeah, I also wrote down, just in case, I don't know if we have any Ireland listeners, but
Yeah, I think I have a few actually.
anyone with any information can contact any Guardia. I'm probably mispronouncing that.
Okay.
Any Guardia station. The confidential line 1800-666-111, or crime call by phoning 1800-40-50-60.
Okay. Thank you for also including a number. That's
Yeah.
fine. We both did that.
I know when you were
Well,
saying it, I was like, oh my god, I did that.
I know. We need to make sure to always do that for missing
Yeah,
people.
we
I think we
should.
forget sometimes.
Definitely. But yeah, it's really sad. I actually read one article where Mark Dealey, Trevor's older brother,
Mm-hmm.
was just talking about how the family's still dealing with like the anguish of like not knowing
No, I can't
where
even
he
fucking
is.
imagine.
Yeah,
For
and
20 years.
exactly. I guess he also talked about how his wife was actually pregnant with their first like kid when Trevor disappeared.
Oh, so he would have been an uncle?
Mm-hmm.
That's really sad.
Oh yeah, and I guess
He looks really young. I saw pictures and he looks
actually
22.
he actually is really good looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has 9 nieces and nephews that he's never met.
That's like the saddest thing you could have possibly said right
I'm
now.
sorry. He would
Okay.
have been 43 years old today,
Holy shit.
which
He's
is
like
like
really similar in ages to Terrence
yeah,
and Felipe. Yeah.
very. It tripped me out too because I'm like, dude, that's like my mom's age.
Oh my gosh. So your mom, if she lived in Ireland, could have been hearing about this story as it was going on. Been like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Well, it's just crazy to think about. Like, a lot can happen in 20 years.
Definitely. It's really sad. I was also wondering because like no one was suspicious that Friday when he didn't show up because they just like partied the night before.
Mm.
I was thinking because no one was concerned until the next Monday. I also don't even remember if you said those are the exact days, but I was just thinking about that. What if he like nothing had happened to him that night and like that Friday he really just didn't come into work because he was like fucking tired? Like it sucks that no one noticed for so many days because this guy in black's like super suspicious and all, but what if that wasn't it? Like no one knows.
Yeah.
Stressful. Don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he ever even made it home.
Oh yeah, he probably didn't, honestly.
Which
is scary.
I feel like as a company, you should check on your employees, like if they don't show up and stuff.
I agree, for sure. I'm like, at least if he lived close by, because he said he was like kind of close. I don't know how close he was, but maybe like send someone over if he's not answering his phone over and over again. Be like, hey, you good?
Yeah.
Because it sounds like they were all friendly if he went to like the Christmas party and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm like blaming his work or anything, because whose mind would ever jump to, oh my god, something happened?
Yeah, oh my god, he's missing.
Yeah, it would only be me and you.
True.
No one else would possibly think that.
Because we do this podcast.
Yeah, no, for sure. It makes me very paranoid. Dang, that's fucked up. Yeah, I'll be posting pictures of everyone that we've spoken about today on our Instagram and Twitter, which is spookyshit_pod. You could also check out our website, spookyshit-pod.com, and email us at spookyshit.pod@gmail.com. Sorry, I said it totally backwards compared to normal. But yeah, let us know if you have like any stories you want to share or anything. I was like, if you know anything, and I was like, wait, do not tell us if you know anything about these. Please contact someone official.
Police.
Yeah, I can't do shit, or like the Crime Stoppers or someone. But did you have anything else to add, Sam?
I did actually.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about the missing white woman syndrome.
Yes. I also had another thing to talk about too. I just remembered. You tell me that first though.
Well, because I was just kind of upset with this whole, you probably heard of her, Gabby Petito.
Yes.
And it's just like
everyone's heard.
It's crazy how fast it blew up, because actually Kyla, shout out to Kyla, she texted me and was like, yo, did you hear about this girl? And I was like, I actually hadn't heard about her yet. It was like right before like her like she like blew up.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like telling me, and she like sent me links about it, and I was like, yo, this is crazy, like thanks for like thinking of me.
Yeah,
but it's just so crazy how fast like her case blew up compared to like, have you heard of Destiny Smothers?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Probably not. She was an African American woman who went missing in New York. Just like November recently? Of last year.
Jeez.
So it wasn't that far ago, but it took like 4 months. I actually want to talk about her, but it took about 4 months for them to find her body, and it wasn't even like because of the cops were being proactive. It was kind of like almost an accident in a way.
That's terrible.
Which is, I don't know, it just made me really mad.
No, I thought it was strange timing that we decided to do this, and all of like Gabby's stories getting. No one's complaining about her getting attention, by the way. We're just saying, why aren't other cases getting the same amount of attention? Because like reading about like Terrence and Felipe, like I've never heard of their stories before, and their stories was fucking crazy. I feel like that's something that a lot of people would talk about.
Yeah.
And we've talked about a lot of missing people of color on this podcast too, that like we always say this didn't get any attention.
I mean, it's like so true.
No, it's like it's a very well-known thing. It's just unfortunate.
It's like so frustrating.
Yeah.
And I was like talking to Alaris about it, because she was like, she actually didn't know about the missing white woman syndrome. She goes on Twitter a lot, and she like saw someone post about it, and she was like, do you know about this? Yeah, she was asking me like, do you know about this? I'm like, oh yeah, that's totally a thing. And then we just kind of got into like not discussion, but we were just kind of talking, and I was like, honestly, that's like one of the reasons like BLM is such a big movement. Like this is what they're fighting for.
Yeah,
it's more than just like what people put it out to be, like wanting to be, or like all lives matter. It's just
God.
there's obviously
a difference in like the
difference.
coverage of these cases. Like I've never heard of the person that you talked about. I half the people that not even half, like 99% of the people we talk about in missing people, unless it's a white woman, I have not heard of them. But
Yeah,
like most of the white women that we've talked about in the podcast, I have heard of them.
true.
It's just weird. Like it's weird and stop fucking doing that, everyone. Give everyone the same amount of attention. It's so obvious too.
Yeah, or like Alaris was telling me that she was, because she was reading about the missing white woman syndrome, and
Mm-hmm.
she told me, because it's like someone was going off on Twitter about it, and basically how there's actually a man. She didn't tell me his name, but he actually went missing literally around the same time as Gabby, and he
Oh,
has gotten like no news coverage,
yeah.
and it's like, what the fuck? Because I think she said he was an African American man.
Of
So
course,
it's like,
yeah.
what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? I've seen like TikToks too, like that energy you guys are using, like to find Gabby Petito and stuff like that, or like her fiance. She was telling me, Alert was telling me that the guy, the host from America's Most Wanted, I guess is
Mm-hmm.
like personally like pushing to like find this guy or something like that, or he's offering a reward. I forgot exactly what she told me, but
Yeah, but
I'm
they should be
like,
doing this for
yes,
everyone.
exactly. Where's that same energy for like, well, this Destiny was found, but
Yeah.
for other
For all these
missing,
other countless people that we've never even heard of because they didn't get
exactly.
attention. That's very upsetting. We should do more missing people cases and talk about more people who haven't
Yeah,
been heard
I
of
definitely
before.
want to talk about Destiny. It's really sad.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think we could do like a missing and then found episode soon.
yeah.
I also wanted to say, oh, and regarding all this like Gabby Petito stuff, it's September 22nd right now. So that gives some context as to where we are. Her body was like just found like 2 days ago. That's all
Yeah,
everyone's
it,
talking
it was
about.
confirmed, and her fiance is missing. Or yeah, I guess we should say for any of you who don't know, is basically this woman, Gabby Petito. She was a YouTuber, vlogger, and
Doing the van life.
doing the van life, and she recently got engaged, and they basically went on like a trip together, and I guess they stopped. This is what Laris told me. I was shook about this.
Okay.
Um, but basically, some time went by, and the family couldn't get a hold of her or her husband or fiance,
Fiance.
and so they actually went to the fiance's like parents and like to ask like, hey, have you heard from them? And then I guess the fiance was there, so they were like, what the fuck, like, weren't you like answering our calls, or like, like, where is she? And
Yeah.
I'm not sure how true this is, but she was Alaris told me that basically they were like, we're not gonna talk to you if you like want to talk to us, like you have to go through our attorney.
What?
So they were like straight up like, no.
Immediate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she was obviously missing. They couldn't get a hold of her. And then there was like those videos surfacing of like domestic violence calls.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty trippy the way they like discovered the body.
Oh, I haven't read about it.
I was actually on the treadmill, and I like it was on the news.
Oh, okay.
But basically, it was another like travel blogger. I guess they were traveling around the same area that they were,
Uh,
and they did like literally around the time she went missing, and they were like recently editing their video, and they saw Gabby's van at this like one location, and they were like recognized it because of like the plates and everything, and they were like, oh shit, it's
yeah.
her
It's
van.
everywhere on the news.
Yeah. And I guess they like alerted authorities of the area like that it was like parked or whatever, because I guess she said the blogger said that they like wanted to like go say hi to her because they were fans, but that they went to the
Oh.
van and it just like looked all dark and like nobody was there.
Yeah.
But they ended up like alerting authorities of like that location, and that's where like the body was found.
Fuck, that's scary. Oh
Yeah.
my god. What are the chances of that happening?
Wild. But you know what's crazy? I guess I'll talk a little more about Destiny Smothers.
Yeah.
It was almost the same. Well, not the same, but like similar story. She disappeared after she like went out with her boyfriend, and she disappeared shortly after. Supposedly, he says that she got mad at him and like left, but she left all of her things, and it was just super sus because
Yeah.
she had kids, and then I guess the next day they were going to a funeral for like his, I forgot if it was his mom or grandmother, but she was actually like super close to her because they were this guy and her have been together for like ever.
Yeah, she's close to his family.
Yeah. And so I guess it was their funeral the following day, and like even like Destiny's mom went and was like, "Where is she?" And she was like, she got mad at me or whatever." But
Ugh.
it turns out that she was in the trunk of her own car.
Fuck, dude.
But yeah, basically like this guy called like a tow truck basically because the car was parked near his like house or whatever for like a long time. It was literally like 4 months, and the a tow truck came, and they noticed that one of the tires was flat, so they like ended up popping the trunk, and that's how they discovered her body.
Jeez.
And then it was just super sus. It was almost the same thing. Her boyfriend looks like it looks like he did it
Of course,
because
yeah.
I guess he had told people, the next day when he went to the funeral that, oh, she got mad at me and she like took the car or whatever. Or no, he says that she got out of the car and like just left. She like got all her stuff and just left. But when he went to the funeral, he actually like I don't remember exactly if he was like dropped off by somebody or like he took somebody else's car. So they thought that was weird. But shortly after like the discovery of her body or her disappearance, he disappeared too.
Oh my god, that's like exactly the same.
Yeah, I was like, the similarities are crazy.
Oh my god, and I didn't hear anything about her. You should definitely talk about her case sometime soon.
Yeah, I should
We'll do something that fits the theme for sure.
get the details of everything because it's just
Yeah.
kind of just the
You just have like the outline.
yeah. The outline. But yeah,
Did you have more to say about that? Because I had something else to add.
no, go
Something
ahead.
else.
Go ahead.
I should have announced this at the beginning because we talked about this case before, but if you all remember back to me talking about Faith Hedgepeth, she was murdered 9 years ago. We talked about her in our episode Unsolved Murders, and they arrested a suspect in her case. 9 years after she was murdered, they arrested somebody thanks to forensic genealogy. He was connected from DNA, like, which is fucking crazy. And I guess the guy's only 28 now, which means he was 19 when he did that, which is extra creepy. But it's just like really good news because that's one of the cases. Like, I heard about that probably like a year and a half ago, like on other podcasts, and then I was like, how? I feel like it has to be solved eventually, but it took so long. It's been nearly a decade.
Yeah,
it's really sad.
that's
But yeah,
crazy. But it's
good.
It's I'm pretty sure it's relieving to finally know who did it
For
the
sure.
family.
And her family, I believe, is like all still alive because you hear so many people that's like, oh, it's finally solved, but their parents passed away, never knowing what happened. So I think that they will get their answers. Yeah, I just wanted to update everyone on that real quick. Sorry, I should have included that at the beginning. But yeah, is that all you got?
Yeah, that was my little rant. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Your Sam Talk.
My Sam.
We're not doing TED today. Next week. No, I'm glad that we talked about that. We should discuss it further sometime. I'll read more about it too.
Definitely.
I haven't read enough to really contribute, but I was trying my best.
No,
but yeah, we will be back next week, except for not technically next week, but you all won't even know the difference because we finally got a queue going.
Well, when this comes out,
You're gonna be back.
Yeah, I'm gonna be back.
You're gonna be back way before this.
Yeah. Basically, when they're listening to which one? The campfire stories?
Campfire, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Florida.
Oh my god. Okay.
Sheesh.
So weird. Okay, well, thank you all for listening, and we will talk to you next time.
Bye.
Hey everyone, it's Michelle.
Oh, I forgot my name already.
Sam.
Oh.
Okay, let me do that again.